Can't see.
Hello.
Inkclick.com. Learning is the key to every quest. Sign up on the platform and log into your account to check your feed and other exciting features. Wait. Before moving on, fill in your profile details and sync your social media and phone contacts to help us understand you better. The navigation buttons on the screen is your portal to a better future. Wondering how? For you young champs, the first button is Scrapbook. Share your creative innovations and thoughts with your friends or use it as your personal diary. Whereas the teachers and parents is this classroom where they can add new courses and plan live sessions. The button with the plus lets you share your thoughts in the form of videos or images. You can choose the post in new feed on Scrapbook and choose your privacy settings. Provides you two options of courses and sessions where you can learn. It will let us save with you in your wish list or downloads to watch it anytime, anywhere. The notification will give you updates about your friends, mentors, upcoming classes, and other important things. The platform also allows you to search a particular mentor, course, or your friend. In this menu, join or create groups, update your profile and account settings, check your transaction history, and many more. End your future with just a click. Be more.
So I hope you have all had an understanding of how the platform works. We shall play it again in the end once more. And we will be again sharing the Google form on the chat for the children who've just joined in. So also the Inkclick app links and the website name. You can download the app on your phone or open the website on your computer and register yourself. All the students who have filled up the form, they will be receiving an email from Inkclick today evening with your registration. So you have to just log in onto the platform, and also you will be getting a certificate. We have shared the form. Also, any child who is using a foul language will be immediately removed from the platform and also will be reported to the school.
Two of them have already been done. So they've been removed and they're being reported to the principals. We get records of all of that and it's being forwarded to your principals. So please if you don't want to attend the webinar, you may kindly drop. Let's not dilute the sanctity of what we're trying to achieve over here. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. You can leave it.
So we've shared the, I just repeat myself, we've shared the Google form, we've shared the mobile app links, and we've shared the website. You can fill up the form and thereafter register yourself. Yes,
and,
it is.
Ashirva, just make note of these students and please inform them accordingly, the principals or academic heads. They will be excluded from the membership program if altogether they have students like these in the platform.
And all the students who filled up the form will be receiving a mail in the evening today for your registrations. You can log in and also you will be shared the certificate.
Also, depending on what we offer, we on a monthly basis have a newsletter which comes out to your school. The school should be forwarding to you as students the newsletter, and wherein it's included of the events that we hold for you or the kind of webinars or talks that we are attend or arranging for your school, for our school members, and from renowned speakers like of course Dr. Shilpa, who's here now. Parul, if you'd like to introduce ma'am, and then we should start off.
So today we have amongst us Dr. Shilpa Datar. We've been seeing a lot of involvement of the students in the past webinars, and today's webinar is going to be one such thing where ma'am is actually, she is a renowned counselor. She does psychometric tests. She has an experience of more than 23 years. It is going to be a very enlightening session. There will be quite a few polls which will be shared on the chat where you can respond on. I will request all of you to not unmute yourself and answer the questions and the polls on the chat. Ma'am, over to you.
Good afternoon, Parul. Good afternoon, Ankit. And thank you so much, Inkclick, for getting here today. Good afternoon, students. I hope you're all excited to know how your personality is going to impact your career. Yes? Just put a thumbs up or a yes or something like that. So you don't need to, yeah, super. I've got some people saying yes. Super, super. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Can you see my screen? Yeah. So like Parul introduced me, thank you so much, Parul, again for that lovely introduction. So I'm here to talk to you all about how personality is going to, your personality is going to impact your career and how successful you are in life. You are going to be in life. So who am I? Yeah. How do I define myself? I say that I'm Shilpa. I'm a psychologist. I enjoy interacting with people. I like to watch people to see how they respond in different situations, what they talk about, how their behavior is, and so on, so that I can understand people. And through that, I can respond and interact with people better. And this is my strength because I can understand people. And I'm using that in my profession to help students like you to identify career choices which they would excel in. So my dream has been to help students. So that's how I define myself. So can you take a minute to, I hope all of you have a pen and paper with you. Yeah. So can you just take a pen and paper and write down in 2 sentences, 2 or 3 sentences. You can just put points. You don't need to write full sentences as to who you are and what you think that you are good at. How do you define yourself as a person? Can you just take a minute? I'm going to give you 1 minute to do that. So Vedant Sevani, your hand is up. So if there's nothing you want to ask, you could just lower your hand. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can just put it in the chat. And I think Ashirvad or somebody will just, pick it up and we can answer it later. Yeah. So now that you have written, I hope all of you have written who you are, who you think you are, and how you define yourself. Yes? Thumbs up. Yeah? Okay. So shall I go ahead? Super. So I'm going to go ahead now. Now, tell me whether what you have written about yourself is what you really think about yourself, or is it something that others have told you you are? So the two are very different. Now, I think I'm a woman, that I'm very good at personality. I'm very good at understanding people and so on. Somebody else might say that, I'm very good at rock climbing, but that doesn't necessarily have to be my reality. That doesn't have to be what I believe about myself. So just take a look at what you've written. And if you can just put it on the chat, how many of you think what you have written is really who you are? Or what you have written is what others have said who you are? Can you see? Can you make out the difference between the two? Can you see that? Yeah, you don't have to write what you feel on the chat, write it on a pen and paper with you, but tell me whether what you've written is really who you are or who somebody else thinks you are. Okay, let's move forward. So that's first point I want you to keep in mind as you understand your person, as we try to decode who you are today. So what is personality? So personality is a combination of your mind, your body, and your spirit, all three, not just your mind, just your body. No, that doesn't work like that. So your personality is a combination of all three. Because if I remove your mind from your body, your body is dead. If I remove the body from the mind, then the mind has nowhere to express itself without the body, and so on. So you need the body, the mind, as well as your spirit, as well as your inner being for you to be able to function in this world. So the combination of these three gives rise to a unique person that you are, with specific traits, characteristics, behavior systems, and so on, and the way you interact with people, which are very unique to you, based on which somebody else can very easily say that Sharanya is gets very angry when somebody challenges her, or Dilip gets very happy when somebody praises him, so on and so forth. So people are able to predict what you will do in different circumstances and situations because of the specific characteristics that you exhibit. And that is who you are as a person. That's how we define personality in more technical words. I hope you are able to understand this so far. A yes in the chat? Yes. Okay. Lovely. Can you tell me who these two people are? Anybody knows? Everybody knows who these people are, I think. Yeah? Yeah. So what are the names? Can you tell me what are their names? Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan. Excellent. Yes, absolutely. Now, can you tell me what is the characteristic trait you can see over here? Shah Rukh Khan is very famous for doing this when he's in public, saying hi, bye, whatever, waving his hand when he's in public. That's a characteristic trait of him. So every time he's in public, whenever he sees people around him, other than his core, he's always waving out to people. What does that communicate to you? It communicates that he's very friendly, that he enjoys being looked at by people, that he's a performer, and so on, right? So he's probably used that aspect of himself, of being very friendly to people, to reach out to people. And that's how he has a global audience, correct? People across the world love Shah Rukh Khan, correct? Why? Because he has projected himself in such a way that he's very approachable, people love him, he loves interacting with people, and so on. So the minute I know that you like interacting with me, obviously I'm going to be enjoying my interaction with you too. It's a two-way street. Next, if you see Amitabh Bachchan, he was very famous in the 80s and 90s as the angry young man of Indian cinema. He was very famous. All his films during that time were big blockbuster hits. Now, why was that? In the 70s, there was the emergency. People were very angry with the government. People were very angry with the entire system, with all the political, ideological beliefs and everything. And he understood that, and he used that to his advantage in films to be able to connect with people. So he became the person who was angry, who was fighting with the system for justice, for himself as well as with other people, and so on. And that's how he became such a popular superstar, because he was able to understand that he could communicate that anger very well through his actions, which is what resonated with people. Okay, so that's how both of them used their strengths to communicate that visually and without using words as such, without being verbal about it, with just their behavior to be able to become very big successes. Now, with this background, this is the first activity that I want you to take up. I'm going to give you 1 more minute again. I want you to list out your dominant traits and behaviors, whether it's positive, negative, doesn't matter. Put your positives in one table, put your negative traits in one column, and then just list out at least 5 each and see who you are as a person. Let's just explore that. You can write it down in your paper that you have. You don't need to put it in the chat and clutter it up. So just write down, and I'll give you 1 minute to tell us, to think about who you are and write it down. Tina, you have a question? We'll take up the questions at the end of the session. Maybe we can have 5 or 10 minutes for the questions. Would that be okay, Inkclick? Yeah, I think that'll be better. Another 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm moving forward now. I hope you kept this activity with you, and don't ruin it. Just keep it with you. We'll go back to it later sometime. Next, we're going to take up this poll. Ashirvad, if you could just, yes, thank you. Students, please answer this poll. Super. Thank you so much for your active participation. That's fantastic. On a Saturday afternoon after lunch, having so much of participation is amazing. Thank you. Come on, students, the last 50, 100 of you. This is a great group. Not many people are confused about what they are, who they are. Fabulous. Yes, last 80 of you, please come on. Another minute, perhaps. Can we finish it quickly so that we can go on to the rest of the webinar? Students, I hope some of you have not fallen asleep. Come on. It's stuck at 171. The rest are sleeping. Hello? Who's sleeping? Yes, come on. Come on. There's going to be some interesting stuff for us to do later on. Come on, let's move forward. Okay, we'll have to stop the poll so that we don't run out of time later. So let's take a look at this numbers. 24% have said that they know exactly what your traits and characteristics are. 24%. Yeah. I'm confused. 14% are very confused, which is a common characteristics that we see across all students. They don't know who they are. I know the strengths and weaknesses in my personality, 34%. Excellent. But what we do with that knowledge is really important. I know how to get the best from my strengths and weaknesses, 15%. Yeah, only 15% know how to get it out. I don't know how to play my strengths and weaknesses, common. We all don't know how to do it until we are shown what we can do with our personality for us to succeed. So I'm confused as Only 14% of people have said that they are confused. But if you look at the rest of the numbers, it shows that more than that number of people are confused what their personality is, how they need to strategize their strengths and weaknesses, and how they need to position themselves for success. Yeah. And that is why many of us fail at succeeding in our careers. We are jumping from one job to the other. I can tell you stories. I have interviewed or I have counseled about 150 people who are qualified IT professionals with BTech, MTech, and so on, who have quit their jobs after their, after their engineering, after completing about 7-8 years in the work, and then they've gone on to do yoga. They teach yoga. Now, per se, that's not bad. You can teach yoga, you can teach Pilates, you can teach anything you want, but you don't need a BTech degree to teach yoga. You need to do something else. You need to work in the area of health and well-being. You need to work in naturopathy, whatever it is, to teach yoga. So can you imagine the number of seats that went for a toss? How many years of studies, how many years of anguish, how many years of working, they were unhappy being an IT professional, which is why they quit and went to do yoga. So if they knew about what their strengths and weaknesses are, what is it that they enjoy doing earlier in their life, at your age, possibly we would have a population that's more happy and that's more fulfilling, that's finding life more fulfilling. Correct? What do you think? Correct? Yes or no? Yes, agreed. Yeah. Super. Now let's move on. Yeah. Now, what are the similarities that you can find amongst these people? All famous people. Yeah. Can anybody name them? P.V. Sindhu, Narayan Murthy, Lata Mangeshkar, APJ Abdul Kalam, Sachin Tendulkar. The picture of the three ladies is the ones who are behind the Mission Mangal, the Mangalyaan launch that India had a few years ago. And then there is Deepika Padukone. What is common amongst all of these people? Can anybody put it in the chat? Yes. Yes, yes. Don't name them. Can you tell me? They are famous. Yes, they're all very famous. Hard work. Yeah. They work for their dreams. Yes. They're successful. Yes. Very true. Very true. How did they become successful? Did they become successful because did they decide that, yes, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to win awards, and then they got into their whatever work or whatever field they were doing in? Do you think they did that? Is that what they did? They followed their passion. Yes, yes. They were very passionate. Very true. But how did they know they were passionate about it? How did P.V. Sindhu know that, she would excel at, by working hard? Yes. How did she know that she would excel at badminton? They pursued their interest. Yeah, I can be interested in painting. I can be interested in dancing, but I might not be great at it. So those are all hobbies that I pick up, that I do it because I enjoy doing it, which is very necessary. I love sports. I go play, which is very necessary for a holistic development of a person. And we all need hobbies. We all need, extracurricular activities. But how did they know that they would be successful? They didn't. Nobody knew whether they are going to be successful or not. Yeah, she was playing badminton when she was 8 years old. Yeah, since the time she was 8 years old. Yeah, but she didn't know if she was going to be successful. Yeah, she did it because she loved playing it. Any of these people over here, they did what they did because they loved doing it. They enjoyed the entire process. The minute you enjoy the process, the fruit will automatically come. Let me give you an example. There is a process for agriculture. You take a seed and then you water the mud first, and then you put the seed in it, and then you water it some more, and then you put the fertilizer and so on, manure and all that. And then you wait for the seed to spring forth a plant. correct? But you know whether you've put a mango plant or you've put an apple plant or you've put a guava plant, whatever it is. And but still you are seeding, you are watering it and you're expecting it, waiting for it to grow. Once it grows, depending on the amount of attention it gets from you, depending on the quality of manure, the quality of the mud that it is in, and the quality of the environment, that is going to that is going to decide what is the kind of fruits that is going to come out. Correct? So those are all things that are not in your control. What they could do was to do the best that they can. And that's how they were able, none of them thought that they would get the Padma Shri or the Padma Vibhushan. Many of the people here have got the Padma Shri. Correct? They didn't say, I'm going to get Padma Shri. To get the Padma Shri, what all am I going to do? No, they did things because they loved it. They enjoyed it. And anything that you enjoy doing always gives you fruits, whether today or tomorrow. Today, you're going to become an expert at it. Tomorrow, you might get something else from it. So that's the whole nature of doing what you like to do. Ashirvad, can you just share this video? Play this video, I mean.
Ashwad, you're here. You'll be able to acknowledge it. Play the video, please. The YouTube video.
Everybody can see this? So it's okay if you can't hear it. You can see it. No, it's just music. So don't worry about the audible aspect of it. It's just music, um, and it's just showing Neeraj Chopra practicing every day, how he practices and so on. Yeah, just take a look at the video. That's okay if you can't hear it. No problem. Yeah. So what did you think about the video? Yeah, it showed Neeraj that Neeraj guy doing a lot of practice sessions, and he has done these practicing all these games for about 10 to 15 years before he was able to win an Olympic medal. Correct? Did he do it overnight? 10 to 15 years minimum of putting in 12 to 18 hours of practice a day. Yeah, that's not a joke. How many of us can go how many of us can, go to the gym for at least 1 hour or 2 hours a day and sit and practice over there? Can we do it every day for the next 15 years and then be able to say that, we're going to become an Olympian like him? No, it takes a lot of effort. And do you think that he'd be able to do it if he didn't love the sport? Any sport for that matter? Because see the number of things that he's good at. Jumping across those, those parallel bars and things like that, running, jogging, throwing the javelin, throwing these balls and stuff like that. I don't know all the names. Sorry, I'm not a sportswoman. So I'm sure lots of you over here are. So how do you think he's able to do all this? The various different kinds of sports that he's engaging in, the training that he's engaging in. If he wasn't happy doing it, if he wasn't enthusiastic and from within, somebody else can't come and tell me you have to do this, then it becomes a punishment. Correct? He's doing it from within. Do you think he'll be, so what is it exactly? Is this work for him? Do you think that for him, he considered it as work? Or is it sport? Is it passion? Is it a career? Or is it a combination of all of that and then more? It is because he's able to involve himself so much in it, something that he enjoys doing, that it became elevated to something else. So he's completely in it. That's how he became practically a sensation all over the world because of his javelin throw at the Olympics. Correct? I'm sorry. Yeah. Now, can you just, you have a piece of paper with you? Can you just interchange the qualities of these people and tell me if they will be successful? Let's say Lata Mangeshkar became, Neeraj Chopra, or MS Dhoni became the president of India, tried to imitate APJ Abdul Kalam and wanted to become the president of India. What do you think would happen? You can start putting it in the chat. Would they be successful? Really? Do you think so? They would have messed up. Yeah, correct. Any other? They would not enjoy it. Correct. If I force Lata Mangeshkar with that golden nightingale voice of hers to go and become Neeraj Chopra, do you think she's even able to do it? I don't think she's going to be happy, trying to push herself to the limits, boundaries of physical distress like that to run around on a field. And if I asked Neeraj Chopra to go and sing like Lata Mangeshkar, do you think that he would be happy doing it? He's not the kind of person to stand behind a mic and sing all day long. I'm not saying any of them have done less. Each of them are overachievers in their own field. But if you try to, exactly, they would not enjoy. If you force somebody to do something else, just because you think that somebody else is good, it's not going to help at all, correct? What you are essentially doing will be trying to make a fish climb a tree. Yeah, can fishes climb trees? Can fishes climb trees? They will die because they need water to survive. Yeah, exactly. They can't survive on land. So, but if you call a fish stupid because it can't climb a tree, then the problem is with you, not with the fish, correct? So now can you go back and see, you can do it after the session also, go back and see who you think you are, what we did in the first activity, whether you think that you are good at something or somebody else is telling you what you are good at, and distinguish between the two to find out who you really are as a person. That's going to help you. And now let's come to another thing. Activity 2. Who inspires you and why do they inspire you? Just take for example, let's look at just two people, Sachin Tendulkar and Deepika Padukone. Who inspires you? If I could give you too many names, there'll be too much confusion. So I'm just giving you two names. Who inspires you and why do they inspire you? Samaira will take all your questions later. Thank you. Who inspires you and why? Why do you want to become like him or her? Why? Just giving me a name is not okay because of his passion. Very good. Personality. What personality? You can't just tell me personality like this because I said personality in my title. You have to tell me what personality and why. Sports person is not enough. Why? Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo because of his skills. Yeah, okay. So what skills? Football skills. Okay, what kind of skills is that? And why? She's a great actress. Okay. Extrovert. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, so all of you have one thought or the other. So are you inspired because of the mastery that they have achieved in their respective fields, whoever it could be? Cristiano Ronaldo, Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni, Lata Mangeshkar, Abdul Kalam, Narayan Murthy, whoever it is. Is it because of the mastery that they have achieved? Or is it because of the commitment that they have given to their profession or field? Is it because of the success they have achieved in their field? The praises that they have got from everybody because of what they have achieved? The followers in social media? Or how much they have earned out of their profession? Is it because the awards and recognitions that they have been conferred upon? Or is it because of all of these things? Or you just genuinely like them as a person? How did they succeed? How were they able to achieve all of this? And how can you, as an individual, as a student, be able to achieve all of these things in your life, in whichever field you choose? How do you think that's possible? The first thing for all of us, the recipe, the secret recipe for us to succeed in our life is to understand, who am I? I'm a person, yes. I'm a human being, yes. But what is my body, mind, nature? How do I react in certain situations? How does my mind react? How do I control my mind to be able to overcome those situations? What do I need to feel happy? Do I feel happy when I'm playing? Do I feel happy when I'm doing physics or chemistry or mathematics or bio, or when I'm doing electronics, or when I'm interacting with people, when I'm doing painting? What is it? What makes me as an individual happy? What am I passionate about? What makes me open my eyes in the morning and jump out of bed because I'm excited to face the day? What is it? I want you to write all these things down in your paper. Is it something that I would enjoy doing every day for 10 to 12 hours a day for the next 35 years, 35 to 40 years to make a living out of it? Is that something I would enjoy? If it is yes, then that's fantastic. You've found what you want to do and you're going to be really good at it. But if you go back to the previous poll that we did, lots of people were confused. They didn't know what they are good at, correct? They didn't know how they can, position themselves to get the best out of their strengths and weaknesses, which is common to all people. We can see the mistakes in others, but we have nowhere to look at a mirror to our own mind, for our own mind, and see where is it that we are strong and where is it that we are lacking. That is the biggest drawback that we all have. How we wish, like how we have a mirror for us to dress up. Can we get a ready-made mirror for us, for our mind, so that we know, okay, this is the point that I need to focus on. This is what I need to do. And I'm going to overcome this and I'm going to become the best in my field. Unfortunately, till now, there hasn't been anything. Now, close your eyes for 1 minute and dream, okay, not think, dream about what you want to be in 1 year, 5 years, and 15 years. And this is something I would like you to do in your house after we close this seminar also, webinar also. Do it for 1 minute, do it for 1 year today, for 5 years tomorrow, and for 15 years on the day after that. And then write it down. What is it that you felt? What is it that you dreamt about? Okay. I don't want you to think with your head. I want you to dream. And the dreaming is very powerful. So please dream about it and write it down in your notebook. Yeah. I'm going to give you 1 minute now again. And then we're going to go forward. These are all activities that we have devised that can help you to understand who you are so that you can tap into your own inner strengths and hidden possibilities, hidden potentialities that you have in your personality. Okay. So this is another poll. Ashirvad, if you can just run the poll now. So we're going to ask you to answer the poll again so that we understand and you understand whether what you are feeling is correct. Of course, it's correct. What you are feeling is regular to what other people also feel or not. Yeah. Could you please answer the poll so it will give all of us an understanding as to where we are compared to others in our peer group. Hello. Are you all awake or gone to sleep? Answer the poll, please. Students.
Ashravat, could you please share the poll again, please? Children are not able to view it.
Lovely. Thank you. Fabulous. Okay, so everybody is very interested in succeeding in their career. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, fabulous. This is a very enlightened group that I'm talking to. I shouldn't even be talking to you all. All of you know exactly which career you want to do to succeed in. Super. Super. Come on, let's finish this within 1 minute and carry on, please. Lovely. Come on. Last time also we got stuck at 75%. Come on, let's do 100% this time. Students, show some love, give us some enthusiasm. Okay. So if you see, 57% of the people feel that they know exactly what they want to do and which career that they will succeed in, which means that the other 43% don't know, correct? Only 57, 58% are very clear what they want to do. 7% are confused. 8% will listen to whatever their elders and parents say. 2% will do what their friends are doing. And 25% want to be successful, but they don't know what career to choose. Correct? 25% out of 224 people is a good 70, 80 students, 60, 70 students at least. Yeah, let's end the poll. Thank you, Ashirvad. So Now that you see that lots of students are confused, only about 40-50 people, 40-50% of the people are really clear what they want to do. And the rest of them are not clear what career they need to choose, where they will be successful. They are hunting in the dark, correct? Let's go forward. So how do you make sure that you are successful in your life? So I don't call this a career plan. I call this success planning. Okay. The reason is, if you want to plan your success, the first thing you need to do is to understand about yourself. Yeah. Learn about yourself. That is what we're trying to do in this webinar today. And then you start exploring the kind of options that you have to see where you will succeed based on what your interests are. I cannot succeed in athletics if I don't even like athletics, can I? I cannot be a successful doctor if I'm going to faint at the sight of blood. Can I? No. So I need to understand what I like doing. Yeah. Now, can you relate to why I made you do all those activities and exercises earlier? So you need to first list down what are your options, what are your interests, and then you will know where all you can look for opportunities which will help you succeed as for a career. And then you will be able to get a job that you will succeed in, that is not going to be a job which you are passionate about. And when you go to work, you're not going to work, but you're going to enjoy yourself. And that is the best kind of work, the best kind of job, the best kind of success that anybody can have. And that is the pathway to get all your awards, your accolades, all the material benefits, followers in social media, the kind of earnings and everything. It's only by identifying your true self, knowing about yourself. Now, how do we do that? So there is a method to it. There's a method to this entire madness that we are talking about. Take a look at the two people that I have described. Both of them are very opposite to each other. Mr. ABC is a very stable and methodical person. His traits are all listed out over there, his significant characteristics. And on the right is Miss XYZ, who is a very creative and high energy person. Okay, she's very original thinking, restless, cannot do the same work every day, so on and so on and so on. You all can read, so you read. So how do we at Swayam help people to succeed? The person on the left would will be suited most well for commerce and a science stream or admin-based courses, because they're a very methodical oriented person. And they would do excellent at desk jobs like a CA, administrative jobs and roles, and so on. While the person on the right is a very creative person. So they will hate being cooped up in a room, sitting at a desk 9 to 5 and trying to execute that role. They will run away from it. So the kind of job, the kind of courses they would be most suitable for, where they will excel, is humanities, arts, fine arts, sports, and so on. And they would do very well in sports, coaching, sales and marketing, creative fields, and those kind of jobs. So these two are very polar opposites to each other. In between them, we have so many variations, correct? Not all of us, you can't say that I'm a methodical person so easily. It's very difficult for us to understand ourselves. And that is where we step in as Swayam, who helps students to identify their hidden potentialities. And how do we do that? With a multi-dimensional personality analysis, which you can use to understand yourself and your strengths better. You can realize your dominant traits and characteristics and list out all the characteristics that you think you will need to succeed in your careers. Do you have it in you to take up the career that you think you will be good at? So we'll, deconstruct the entire thing and tell you whether you're good at it, not good at it, what is it that you can do, and how you can do that. And we help you choose a career that is more suited to your personality because of who you are as a person. And that person is, again, if you see on the right upper right hand corner, is because of the unique physical, psychological, and ethical combination of personality that you are. That's our specialty. We help you understand the hidden potential that you have in a scientific basis. It's very methodical, a very process-oriented scientific basis, so that you can have the successful life that you are dreaming about. Excited to know more? Anybody is excited? Not excited? Find this boring? What is it? Should I just go run away and hide my head? Indic? Yes. Exciting. Yes, Indic. Super. Lovely. So how do we do it? It's a completely online test. You get a username, password, you log in to answer. It's a multiple choice question, 3 alternatives to each question, just 30 questions. Then we have built our own patent pending algorithm to evaluate it. We evaluate all your traits and capabilities. And then we give you instant objective reports that will help you understand yourself. So it's going to be your mirror. Swayam is a mirror to your mind. That's what we have been told by other students. And this is the kind of report that you'll get, a high school career theme report. And how it works is, it's an MCQ type of test. It takes 10 to 12 minutes for you to answer. It's in simple English. It's available for immediate download. It's valid for 1 year. So if you find yourself and your passion, you will obviously be successful, because success will come running towards you. And last but not the least, please don't stop dreaming. It's because of dreamers like you all that we are on the moon and going to the Mars today, and also going into the sun. So please stop dreaming. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Shilpa, and of course, SWAM team to have given such an enlightened session. Now, to just wrap up on how, Ashirvad, if you can stop sharing, that's good. Right. So with regards to how Inkclick and how SWAM are associated, you'll find Dr. Shilpa and her services via SWAM on Inkclick. So if you were to get in touch with her, you always have the choice to do that. And as the commitment as Inkclick, what we do for all schools, like we've done today with today's speaker, we have these webinars and events planned for you from time to time for you to avail these or enlighten yourselves, and thereafter explore yourself with the option of, having to connect with the ma'am or avail the services that she offers. Also, Parul will of course wrap up for the things, and we'll be sharing again the form for the attendance and the certificate. If you haven't filled it already, please do so now. Also, you have the website and app URLs which are going to be available. Ashirvad is also going to be sharing a couple of more things. Parul, you can take it further.
Thank you so much, Shilpa ma'am. It was indeed a very enlightening session. I can see a lot of children. There was active participation. We had good 85% of the students participating, doing the polls. I myself had my eyes closed for 1 minute for thinking for 1 year, and then 5 year, and then 15 year, though you said it's to be done tomorrow, day after, and the day after that. Thank you so much. It was indeed an enjoyable session and enlightening session. And children, again, as ma'am said, do not stop dreaming, work hard, but do not stop dreaming. And again, to pursue your passion, we have an all India level trivia contest and a committee. We are sharing that today. As after this session, we felt it is the most appropriate time. Ashirvad is putting out the form for it. So whatever you are passionate about, any vocational, academic, anything that you are passionate about, you want to compete on an all India level basis, please fill up this form that has your school's name. You will be representing your school, and 10 students will be selected from every school to participate on this all India level competition. And here is the form. Do not crowd the chat, please. We've just put in the trivia contest form. I would want students to please fill this up so that you can drive your passion. and compete on an all India level basis? Do not fill the chat with yes, done, not done. Please just fill up the form. There are two forms. One is for the committee program and one is for the trivia contest.
For all of the students who would like to, of course, connect with ma'am or, seek her services via Swayam on Inkclick, can you, if as a show of hands, you could put yourselves on the chat, and we'll, of course, have you connected with ma'am to avail, whatever services or help that you might require.
So all the students who are interested to have a one-on-one session with Dr. Shilpa Datar, you may just put in a thumbs up on the chat so that your names are registered with us.
Ashwa, please note name of the people who have their hands raised or thumbs ups given normally, and the ones who are putting it in the chat as well.
Ayush and Ashirvad, please make a note. Whoever has raised the hand and whoever has given a thumbs up on the chat, kindly make a note.
Can we take a few questions?
Yes, ma'am. Ashirvad, I would like you to share the WhatsApp details here so that the children who are interested to take a one-on-one session with ma'am. Yes, ma'am, just give us 2 minutes and you can thereafter unmute and we will take up questions one by one. Sharing the WhatsApp number, whoever wants to have a one-on-one session with Dr. Shilpa Datar. Ashwa, kindly share. Yes, this is the WhatsApp contact.
If there's any sort of assistance that you might require or face any sort of difficulties with registration or anything, you can always reach out on the WhatsApp that we have. It's manned 24 hours, so you will be able to get a revert as soon as someone.
No, it's not free. It comes at a price. I think the price is also mentioned in the Inkclick platform. So if Ashirvad can just share the link of the Inkclick platform where the pricing and all that, or the career guidance they mention, that might help the students.
I've just put in a WhatsApp number. So anyone, you may just put in your query there.
And if there are any questions that you have for Dr. Shilpa, please go ahead with that. Children, via the chat, you can probably put in there or raise your hand and ma'am would be able to attend to it.
Shall we call on Rupinder Kaur to ask a question?
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. It was a very interesting session, and as a teacher, I have also learned a lot along with the students. Dr. Shilpa, I have a question. Like you were mentioning to the students that what makes them happy. So somewhere, being into this line, I feel, happiness, students need to understand what exactly happiness is, because they relate, anything which gives them a high, feel that that's happiness. And dealing with students of class 8 to 10, we come across times where, parents and students have a tiff where student wants to say, I want to do this, I want to get into dancing, but the parents insist, no, my child should go for science. And it becomes very, very difficult to, actually find out who's right and who's wrong. So I would like to say something on this.
Brought up an excellent question, ma'am, and this is so important. So thank you so much for that. So first of all, I think it's very necessary for all of us to first get a degree. Okay, studying, there is no substitute for studies. Absolutely not. So we need to study, and the students need to have a basic degree in place before they can think about getting into dancing or music or even, BTech, MTech, whatever it is. Okay, so first thing is that they need to listen to their parents to do a basic graduation. After that, they can decide. So until then, they can continue with the other, it could be acting, it could be drama, it could be theater, it could be painting, dancing, anything. They need to continue that until then as a hobby. Themselves also, whether, that is something that they want to do for the rest of their lives. If they're ready to devote about 10 to 15, 10 to 12 hours of their time every day for that activity for the rest of their lives. So only then, once they are, completed their graduation, maybe by the time they're 20, 21 or 22, that time at least they're in a better position to decide whether they want to do something more professional, or whether they want to get into professionally teaching, learning, doing these artistic activities or sport activities or anything like that. But discontinuing studies in high school, I don't support that at all, because I really value education, and as a country, we value education tremendously. Yeah. So I think completing graduation is the basic for all of us. So there's no, there's nothing, there's no second line of thought over there. Everything else comes in as a secondary at that point of time, because the mind is too young. A 15-year-old cannot decide whether they want to be a dancer or a musician or whatever. Once they are 24, 25, if they're showing that, interest, they can continue in that area and then slowly figure out what they want to do. But 12, 15, dropping studies, no, that cannot be done at all.
Right. Ma'am, I'm really, the students and some teachers are actually, we're kind of running out of time. So
Okay.
Unfortunately, we,
Maybe we can
if
do
there's something on the
another
chat,
session.
if there's
Yeah,
something on the
later.
chat, if there's something on the chat, definitely address that, so that a kid gets it through. Rest, if not, then of course, Ashirwad, just play whatever you have to, and we'll give it a wrap so that the students can also get on continuing with their Saturday.
Yeah, maybe we can do another session after some time.
Absolutely, ma'am. That's
Yeah.
definitely, like, we keep this activity on a month-on basis anyway, so we'll definitely keep this planning up further.
There's a teacher from Naval Children's School. She had a question. Ma'am, if you could just raise your hand, I will just invite you live. All right, I think you can just put out your questions on the chat if you have any questions, and Dr. Shilpa will be happy to answer them.
Maybe they can mail you their questions and I can mail them also with my answers. Email ID or something if Inkclick has.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So, yes, teachers and whoever has filled up the form today, they will be receiving their login credentials for Inkclick, and also they will be receiving the certificate, students and the teachers. And if you have any questions or if you have any problems logging in, please write to support@inkclick.com or connect@inkclick.com.
Also, with regards to the courses or the sessions that are available from Ms. Datar, they are going to be shared via the WhatsApp message for the contacts that who have shown interest. Also, you'll be able to find them on the website to search it through. And Ashirwad, if you could just also mention about the newsletter. We have a newsletter which we publish for all schools, and we have talks and chats from experts like Dr. Datar in some subsequent publish as well, and also the events calendar which we publish, so that that on Tuesdays or Saturdays is when we probably hold sessions like these. where the school would get invited with. And we encourage the teachers who are attending this session that, once this email goes out to you or the newsletter goes out to you, please circulate with the parents or circulate with the student community of your school, so that they can avail such events which are planned exactly for them, or at times even for the teacher faculties who are part of the school. Right.
The WhatsApp number has been put on the chat. Anyone who is interested to take a session with Dr. Shilpa may just put in your query on the chat and someone will connect at the earliest.
Ashwad, if you could just play the video again of the platform, and thereafter we'll just give it a wrap. Sakshita, we have noted your name. Thank you. We will, of course, be patching you through to ma'am.
I am Inkclick, and I have time promise from the future to help you create a better present. Download the Inkclick app or register at inkclick.com, a place where learning is the key to every quest. Sign up on the platform and log into your other exciting features. Wait.
Ashwad, you lost your audio.
The navigation buttons on the screen give your portal to a better future. Wondering how? For you young champs, the first button is Scrapbook. Share your creative innovations and thoughts with your friends or use it as your personal diary. Whereas the teachers and parents is this classroom where they can add new courses and plan live sessions. The button with the plus lets you share your thoughts in the form of videos or images. You can choose to post in new feed or on Scrapbook and choose your privacy settings. It provides you two options of courses and sessions where you can learn. It also lets us save a few in your wish list or download to watch it anytime, anywhere. The notification will give you updates about your friends, mentors, upcoming classes, and other important things. The platform also allows you to search a particular mentor, course, or your friend. Join or create groups, update your profile and account settings, check your transaction history, and many more. Think your future with just a click. Be more.
Thank you so much, Ashwat. Also, the newsletter has been shared for the teachers to view it. Ashwat requests you to, yes, share the newsletter again. Yeah. For all the teachers present here and the students, we will be just sharing the newsletter on screen sharing. You may view what are the events for this particular month and what all we cover. This is a monthly newsletter which comes to all the schools, and thereafter you may let us know what events you would like to go in for.
So with this screen, we have the events which we plan on all 4 Saturdays. If you could go back to the screen, Ashwat.
So as we have one coming on the 23rd, it is from a life coach, and then 30th, which is we are talking about a startup guide. As most of the schools, they give projects to grade 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th to build your own startup. So ideation to getting to a successful business, what are the key tips? So these are the dates. Your school will be sent sent an invite 2 days prior to the webinar.
So it's a good read. We recommend that you must, as a school, you must encourage your students to kind of get involved into this and get versed with the initiatives that we're taking for the students and the schools over here. Ashwad, I think that's about it. Thank you. And I thank all the teachers, all the students who've taken part today, especially Dr. Datar and the SWAYAM team who've been contributing immensely for the plan that we had today. And we thank you again, and we hope to see you again with more events. And definitely for students who will be who want to connect with Dr. Datar, we will be initiating it via the names that we've received and also via the WhatsApp chats that we're getting right now.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Datar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Inkclick, Parul, and Ankit. Ashirvad, huge thanks to you.
He's always in the back end. Thanks, Ashirvad.
Without him, nothing would work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.